Alright guys, welcome back to the course. So last time we left off over here, we created our basic profile page where we have our default avatar picture and some information about the first name, last name, bio, how many friends do we have, and what are the friends. So in my case, I have only one friend and this is the test user. So in this one, we will bring it up to the next level. So we are not only going to style this, but we are going to add an update functionality that will appear on a button click. So whenever we would like to update our profile, we will simply need to press a button. A very nice looking modal will appear that comes with the Semantic UI framework, and there we will see a form which will allow us to update our profile. So without further ado, let's jump into Visual Studio Code and let's start working on this. We will begin with the form. So going to the profiles, over here we need to create a new file called forms.py, and we are going to create our form for the profile. So what we need to do is to begin with the import. So I'm going to import from Django forms, and I'm going to also need the modal. So from .modals import profile. And now I can create a class, and this is going to be a profile modal form, and this will inherit from forms modal form. Okay, so we are going to create a form based off our model over here. So we have the model defined over here with some fields, and now we are going to create a form based off this model. And this is going to be extremely simple. We just need to write down class meta, and with the class meta we are going to indicate that we want to work with the profile model that we imported from here. And we also need to indicate what fields we want to work with. So in our case, what fields we want to update. So we can do it in both ways. We can indicate it by writing fields or exclude. Okay, so let me go with the first one. I'm going to write down fields, and then I would like to update the first name, last name, the bio, maybe not the email, maybe not the country, maybe the avatar. For sure the avatar, okay? So those four fields. Let's put them in. So first name, and then last name, and what was the next one? Bio and avatar. Alright, we can save it, and this is it. We have our form, and I'm going to prove it to you by going to the views, where we are going to import this form and add it to the view, and next we are going to add it to the template and display it. So from .forms import profile modal form. Now we need to instantiate it. So form will be equal to profile modal form, and this is something that will allow us to display the form. However, it won't have the solution to be working. We need to add something in those parentheses over here, but we will take care of this in just a second. And over here we are going to write down form as the key, and we are going to take this value and put it over here. So this variable is the value. Here is the key that we are going to use in our template, which we are passing with the context over here to my profile HTML. So now we can go to my profile HTML, and let's delete this block content. We need to rewrite it anyway. And over here, let's write form action. Let's set it to blank. Method will be equal to post. And for now we will close this, and let's put in CSRF token since we are dealing with a post method, and let's put in form, and let's do the button type is equal to submit, and then we would like to put in some class so it looks a little bit nicer, and this is just going to be UI positive button, and let's put in update as the label and close it off. Alright, so let's save this and let's refresh my profile. And it didn't work, and the question is why it didn't work. Let's go to the views.py. Okay, it didn't work because I didn't save the views.py file. So now if I refresh, here is the form. But the problem is that we have an empty form. You may think that over here we have some informations, but to be honest, this is just a default value for the model. So currently we don't know, or Django doesn't know, which profile to update, and this is something that we need to change. So we can go to the views.py file, and over here we are going to pass in instance is equal to profile over here. So now we are indicating that this is the profile that we want to update with this instance. But also we need to put in request post or none, and we also want to send an avatar. So this is an image, this is a file, so we need to write down request files or none. Okay, and now we can actually save this, but in order for this to work, there's one more thing that we want to do in my profile HTML. So actually there are two things. We want first of all to make it look nicer because this doesn't look good, and then we'll also want to allow to send images. So first of all, let's just put in a class that will be equal UI form, and then enc type is equal to multi-part form data. So with this we are going to be able to send images, and with this our form will have the semantic UI styling. So let's save it. After saving, let's hit refresh, and there it is. So we have our first name, last name, no bio, because this is coming from the profile model, and from the profile from the bio field we have here specified a default no bio. So if we head over to the profiles and put in, instead of no bio, some bio, as you can see we have some bio. So this is working perfectly fine. And yeah, what else we could do over here is to add SP, and this way we will have some spacing. This will be S paragraph. It will look a little bit nicer. So yeah, as you can see, this added some spacing, so it looks in my opinion a little bit better. Alright guys, so this isn't working just yet. We need to do some additional logic in the views.py file, and let's do it right now. It's going to be really simple with the modal forms. So what we need to do over here is to maybe add another variable that we will call confirm, and I'm going to set it initially to false, and I'm also going to add it to the context so we can use it in the template. So context will be, sorry, not context, confirm will be set to confirm, like this. And this is a flag, okay? So we would like to change the value to true when a certain condition is met. So first of all, I'm going to ask if the request method is equal to post, and then if form is valid, then what we would like to do is simply save this form. So form.save, but also we would like to change this confirm to true. So confirm is equal to true, and now we can save it and use this confirm in our template. So going to my profile HTML, maybe somewhere over here, we can ask if confirm. So in other words, if confirm is equal to true, we would like to write down h1 updated. So let's try this out. I'm going to refresh, going to put in look, and we have updated, and we have look. So now if you refresh the page, the updated is gone because it's going back to the initial value confirm is equal to false. There is no post request currently, but as you can see, the first name has been updated. So let's go to Semantic UI, and you just need to go to semantic and then /ui.com, and in the collections find message, and I'm just going to scroll a little bit down, and I think I'm going to go with one of those green or blue ones. So I'm just going to pick up green. And yeah, let's put it into my profile. And over here we will change green to your profile has been updated. So let's save this. Let's refresh. Let's add some changes to the profile, update, and your profile has been updated. This is working. All right, so the next step is to show this form in a modal. So whenever we actually want to update our profile, we will have a button, and whenever we click this button, we will see this particular form. So let's jump back to Semantic UI, and this time we need to go to modals and find the modal. So over here we have some examples of the modals, and I think we will go with the first one. So I'm just going to grab this code from over here, and so yeah, I'm going to simply put it at the very top. And I'm also going to add a comment so we will know that over here we have the modal. Okay. We will of course need to adjust this. And I'm going to begin with the header. So over here we'll just put in update your profile. And then the next part will be the description. We need to change something over here. So we will keep actually this UI header. Over here we will put in provide some additional, or I don't know, newest info about you, something like this. And this is the place where we will keep our form. So actually we just need to grab this, and we would like to put it over here. So let's do it like this. Here we have our form, but the problem is that the button is in another section. So we can't end this form over here. Well, first of all, we are going to delete this button. We don't need it. Here we can use this UI positive right labeled icon button, that's fine. And we will just change this to update. So we don't need this one anymore, but we need to grab this type, submit, and put it over here. So this can't be a div, this has to be a button. And let's close it off over here. Excuse me. Okay. And below the button, we can actually close the form. So let's just get rid of this. And yeah, let's save this. Let's go to our BFF book, refresh, no info right now. And this is because the model is currently hidden. So what we are going to do right now is to create a button over here, and this is going to be a button class equals to UI secondary button, and here we will have update your profile. So it's going to be a pretty big button, and once we click it, we want to see, not button but button, we would like to see this model. So first of all, we would like to also add an ID, and because we will have to do some JavaScript, so the ID might be quite useful in this case, and the name of the ID could be modal btn. Okay, so we can actually save this, and we need to head over to our main.js, and here we have our document ready function. So what we can do right now, let's go to the documentation. Okay, here we have UI model show, and this is perfectly fine, but we would like to have it to be shown on a button click. So we are going to first write down a selector, and we want to grab the button that we defined by the ID that we defined just a second ago. So it will be modal btn, and then what we want to do, we want to have a click event which will trigger a function, and over here we can simply grab this code and paste it over here. Alright, so now if we save this, we go back, refresh, nothing seems to happen. So I'm going to clear the history and return to you in just a second. Alright guys, I'm back, and right now we have our model working. So yeah, this doesn't look quite nice because we want to have it more at the top, and we will also want to see our profile picture. So let's do those changes. First of all, what I'm going to do is to add this profile picture. So going back to my profile, what we need to do is to find this EMG SRC, and over here we need to simply put in our path to the image. So we are passing a profile with the context, so we can simply write profile and then grab the avatar, but as we learned, we need to do it with the URL. So now if we save this, refresh, here is our profile picture. So one problem is gone. The next one is to move this a little bit to the top. And in order to do that, we are going to head over to the modal and add another class, a custom class that we are going to define in our style CSS. So over here, let's just write that we want this to be the we want this model to have the height of 300 pixels, and let's set it to important. And the next thing is to define the top, so I'm just going to put in 200 pixels and also important. And yeah, I'm just going to also specify the font size, and this is going to be 20 pixels, and I'm also going to put in important. So now if we save this, refresh, it still appears at the bottom. So let me let me clear the history, and I will return to you in a second. All right, so let's refresh, and here is the profile. So this is working, okay? And yeah, now we will have to recreate our profile page. So we need to do some HTML inside of my profile HTML. So this part is going to be probably a little bit less exciting, but yeah, it needs to be done. So let's jump into my profile HTML. And here is our model, here is our confirm. So below the confirm, we can yeah, begin with, maybe we can create some kind of a card, and Semantic UI has a segment. So if we put in div class is equal to UI segment, and in this div we are going to store some information like hello world. If we save it, go back, you can see we have a card effect, okay? And this is the segment coming from the Semantic UI. So inside of this segment, at the very, very top, we can actually add our message. So we can, sorry, I deleted the wrong part. Inside of this UI segment, we can get rid of the hello world and grab this if confirm and put it over here. So the next thing could be, for example, h3 and my profile, and let's put in just request.user. Request.user. And now let's save it. Let's refresh. Okay, we have my profile, and let's press update, and I'm going to return to L, update, and here it is. Your profile has been updated. So this is working. So let's continue working on the HTML part. The first thing that I'm going to do now is to add a row. So div class is equal to row, and then I'm going to add another div. Let me just indent this immediately. Let me just indent everything inside the segment so it will be a little bit more readable. And now let's add a div class is equal to 6 wide column. So if you know Bootstrap has 12 wide columns, while Semantic UI has 16 wide columns. So now we defined a row, and the first column will be 6 wide, and the second one will be 10 wide. So in the 6 wide, we will keep the image and the update button, and in the 10 wide column we will keep some informations about our profile. So how many friends we have, how many likes we have later on, and so on. And inside, let's put in the image. So this is going to be EMG, and before we provide the source, let's add a class, and this class will be UI medium rounded image, and the source will be profile and then avatar URL. Okay, so let's not forget to close this. And this is the 6 white column. And below this image, we would also like to have our button. So I'm just going to cut this and paste it below. Maybe, do we have margin top class? No, we have margin bottom 7. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to create a margin top, and this is going to be 5. So let me just put in margin top 5 pixels important. And what I'm going to do now is in the my profile HTML, I'm going to wrap this button with a div. So this div will be div class is equal to, and then I'm just going to put in maybe a row and empty 5. And then I'm going to indent this and close it off over here. And now we have our 6 white column basically ready, so we can proceed and create the div class is equal to 10 white column. Okay, and we can use a UI table, so styling from the Semantic UI. So we need to just write down table and then set the class to be equal to UI table. Then let's define the t-body, and I'm just going to close the table so we don't forget it, as well as the t-body. And then I'm going to create a table row, so we need to write down tr, close it off, and inside the table row we will have table data, so td. Okay, and in the td I'm just going to copy this and paste it over here, and over here we can put in a username, and here profile, and then user. Okay, so we are going to refer to this user field over here. Alright, so we have this segment, then we have a row over here, but there's one thing missing. We need to add over here a div class is equal to UI grid, and then we need to close it off over here. So this closing tag is actually going to be for the row, and then let's add another one for the UI grid. Okay, so right now we can simply copy this and paste it, but actually let's save this first. Okay, let's refresh. Okay, everything is working. So here we have the username, and here is our user. And we are going to do the same for the first name, last name, bio, and so on. So yeah, we just need to change this username to first name, and this will be first name. And then let's copy, and let's paste this. So here we will have the last name, and this will be the profile last name, and then let's do it one more time with the bio, and this is going to be the profile bio. And then what else would we like to display over here? So going back to the modals, we can do this get friends. So we can display the friends and the friends number. Later we will have number of likes, number of posts, but this is something that we will do later in this course. So yeah, we can also of course display the country, the email, but we will skip this. and just display the friends and get friends number. So going back to my profile, let's paste it one more time, and here we have now the first name, and this is going to be friends, or number of friends, maybe number of friends, and let's just put in we need to put in profile, and that was get friends no. Let's check it. Okay, it seems to be working. I'm just going to change it to a small letter, and then we need to have for now one more thing, and mainly we want to display number of friends. Okay, so what we need to do here is to create a list, and let's close it off. And over here we are going to have a for loop, and for friend in profile get friends, and here we would like to have Ellie and get the friend, and close like this. So yeah, let's try this out. So let me just indent this, save it, refresh, and here is our test user. Alright guys, so I think we can finish off over here. We are not done yet with the profile, but right now it looks much nicer, and we have this nice model working. So yeah, we will continue working on this project in the next video. Thank you for this one, and yeah, hopefully we will see each other soon. Take care and bye bye.